Hey everybody, this is Zach with PC Simplest, and today we are discussing more interview tips and tricks. And we're more so answering a question in this video from Terrence Hill. So this person asks, when I'm in an interview, what is a good way to explain my weakness? And the best answer that I can give for you is be honest. Because people are going to appreciate honesty for one, and if you come off saying, well, honestly, I'm not too comfortable with networking. Honestly, I'm not too comfortable with server administration. Honestly, I'm not too comfortable with PowerShell. Then if you follow that up with, honestly, I don't know much about so-and-so, but I really love learning and I would really love to learn more about it. Is this something that you guys offer in your environment? Do you guys train me how to do things the way that you want to do them? So if, say for instance, networking was something that was a little bit of a requirement, not a huge requirement, but maybe a little bit of a requirement, say, honestly, I'm not too comfortable with networking. I know a few things, but is this something that you guys offer? Because do you guys offer training? Do you guys offer some type of hands-on experience, with the training process? Because I really want to learn. And that shows that you are open to learning more things. That shows them that you do care to learn. It's a very good way to word everything because, like I've said in a lot of videos, you're not expected to know everything, and there are things that you definitely should know, of course, but just because you're not 100% comfortable with something doesn't mean that it's necessarily a weakness if you could word it towards an advantage. Not comfortable with this, but I really want to learn how to do it. I'm not comfortable with this, but I have been teaching myself. Things like that are ways that you can make yourself sound a little bit better in an interview, because you don't want to say, if they ask you, how much do you know networking? And you say, I don't know anything about networking. You don't really want to say that, because that's definitely a turnoff. You need to make yourself sound appealable to these people that are interviewing you. Say, I don't know much about networking, but I really want to learn more. I don't know much about networking, but I've been teaching myself things here and there, and I would really be excited to get into an environment where I would learn more about networking because I'm interested in it. Maybe you're not necessarily interested in it, but you really want this job, right? And you're going to start learning networking things, and that's just kind of the way things go. So never in an interview try to say no to anything without a rebuttal. And if never be afraid to ask a question in an interview. So like I said, no, I'm not comfortable doing this, but is this something you guys offer? Do you guys offer training in this? Because I'd really love to learn more. That's how you keep this engagement in the interview. That's how you keep things moving in the interview and make yourself sound like more of a candidate that they really want to hire, because you want to learn these things. Just because you don't know all of it, you still want to learn it. So that's one way, I guess, of explaining maybe your weakness in an interview. You don't necessarily have to go into detail about your weakness, Just because you don't know something completely, don't really necessarily take that as a weakness. It doesn't have to be a weakness unless you are wording it as a weakness. No, I don't know anything about that. Then you just stop talking. No. Like I said, no, I don't know anything about that, but so and so and so, or can you teach me? That's one way of just keeping things going in an interview, and it's very helpful. I've done things like that in an interview. I've done quite a few interviews. I've interviewed people before. I've hired people before, so I do have a little bit knowledge of different things that you can do in an interview. But never flat out say no and stop talking. Always try to re-engage on something that you are providing a weakness for. If you have a weakness, turn that into somewhat of a positive. You don't want to stop talking when you give your weakness. You want to reiterate something in a positive light towards yourself. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. If you have any more questions regarding interview tips or any type of interview questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm more than happy to answer whatever I can for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.